So, hello everybody. This is Alex from the Body of Believers Unified, and we're here with Dino from the Miracle Hotline podcast. Glad to have you, Dino.
Yeah, thank you for having me in your house. This is
Mm-hmm.
really nice.
Yeah, it's an honor. It's so good. I love the concept of what you're doing, but I just want to go ahead and ask you a couple questions. So let's go ahead and get started.
Okay.
So, where do you grow up at, and what was your childhood like?
I grew up in Dormont, which is in
Mm-hmm.
the South Hills of Pittsburgh. My childhood was great. I mean, I
It
grew up
was
in the
great. You had a great
70s.
childhood, huh?
I mean, part of it was great, part of it was
Uh huh.
was a little rough, but as far as growing up in the 70s
Mm-hmm.
in Dormont, we had so many friends. You
So much fun
just
outside and
just
stuff.
play outside, yeah, play
Wow.
sports and uh
Hmm. I
but
totally agree because I was in the '70s
yeah,
too.
yeah. But my dad, he had mental illness. He had
Hmm.
manic depression, and he
Yes.
was an immigrant. He was from Italy, so
Okay.
he raised us. Not my mother raised us too, but
Hmm.
but his style was old
Old
school
school.
Italian.
Uh-oh, butt whoopings.
Yeah, right, exactly. So it was a little rough in that
Hmm.
regard,
Yes.
but dealing with his, mental illness and,
Hmm.
and his old school style. But we survived,
Hmm.
when you talk about, what's that thing? PTSD for kids?
PTSD. Yes. Yes.
It's,
Yes. Oh, ACEs for kids.
ACEs.
Adverse
When you
childhood
talked about
experiences.
that, I was like, adverse childhood experiences. Yeah, I
Hmm.
had some of those too,
Okay. So, what were some of your influences and role models growing up?
Well, my first, Mr. Rogers. I mean,
For
like
real?
my dad being like
Cool.
a tough Italian,
Yes.
guy.
Hmm.
Mr. Rogers was like the opposite. He was so soft spoken and so
Yes.
patient and so nice. And so when I was a kid and watching Mr. Rogers, I was like, wow, that's really
That's
great.
awesome. I used to watch that too. I love Mr.
Yeah.
Rogers. All right. So, what was the road that you were on before the Miracle Hotline podcast? What was that like? The process.
The process, well, you know, I don't know. I mean, I'm 50 years old now,
Hmm.
and I've had a career. I've run a recording studio
Yes.
since like '94. I mean, I didn't run it, but I
Hmm.
started working at a recording studio in
Yes.
'94. Um, over the years, I've
Hmm.
had customers. Like I've had priests, and I've had different motivational speakers, different
Hmm.
musicians. Have good
Yes.
good influences.
Uh huh.
And that's part of my miracle story is God sent me people to
Yes.
work with over the years that I
Awesome.
needed at that time.
Hmm.
So leading up to I'm sorry,
No problem.
leading up to the Miracle Hotline, well, it was really I always wanted to do something positive,
Hmm.
because I have experience with recording and producing and stuff like that. I wanted to
Yes.
produce something that was positive. And I've tried doing some Christian music
Hmm.
or some different things over the years, but this is the latest thing that I think is a good thing, and it's from working with Micah Hobbs
Hmm.
with his miracle story. I thought, everybody's got a miracle story. I got a miracle
Yes.
story.
Yes.
When you start thinking about miracles, you
Hmm.
think everybody's got one.
Yes.
So I want to start the
Hmm.
Miracle Hotline. If you have a miracle, call the hotline. Let us know about
Yes.
it. We want to hear it. It's so encouraging to hear miracles.
I really think that's a awesome. That's incredible. When Micah told me about it, I was like, whoa, that's a big idea. And he was very excited about it. He was like,
Yeah.
man, I'm telling you, this is going to be big. I was like, yeah, I think you're right. It's going to be big. It's going to be big.
It should be big.
Mhm.
I mean, everyone.
Yes.
It should be every single person should be
Walking
calling
around,
in
yeah.
with their miracle story.
Mhm.
And what a testimony would that be? Not just the
Yes.
saints, not just the preachers.
Everybody.
Every single person I know
Alive, yes.
has had something
Mhm.
happen that they can only say, well, God did that.
Yes.
And that would be wonderful, that if we heard everybody's
Yes.
story.
It's a PowerPoint, and you said like everybody has
and
a
as
story
I'm
like
doing
that.
this, it's like my aunt, my sister, everybody's saying, well, I have a miracle, I have a
Mhm.
miracle. It's like, of course, and some people just take it for granted
Yes,
that
yes.
these miracles, oh yeah, that happened. oh yeah, that happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but we're not. We should be talking about it.
Yes, yes.
You know.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a powerful vehicle also to inspire hope
Yeah.
in the people who might not be in a hopeful predicament at the time, but can inspire
Yeah.
hope into them. Yes, I
Yeah.
think that's very powerful. So, if you have a miracle to share, what's the process of getting in touch on getting your miracle on the Miracle Hotline podcast?
Okay. Well, my idea was you just call the phone number 412-446-0330. Call in, say, for example, hey, I had a miracle just happened, or 10 years ago this miracle happened to me, and you just tell in your own words your story, and if we could just, my idea was just to play the recording
Yes.
right on the air. But I think people are afraid. No one's calling in with these miracle stories. Nobody's calling. I mean, I think maybe maybe if we get 1,000 listeners and we get 1% doing it, maybe we'll get 10 calls or something. So I think we just need to keep doing it, and maybe some people start calling in. That was my first idea. But if you're afraid to call in, you can just call in and say, hey, I have a miracle, call me back. And I'll call you back, and then we can do an interview, or, I don't want it to be an intimidating thing where you have to say it. Because people, I know, you're afraid of leaving a message or recording your own message because you think, oh, I screwed up a word. Oh, I sound dumb. Whatever. But when we do the interviews, it's better because you're just talking. We can we can edit it if you make a mistake or say something you don't like, or it's pretty. And I'm pretty laid back. I think I make people feel at ease because I'm not
definitely.
I'm not like, oh, I'm so professional, I'm going to make you say every word perfectly.
Yes.
I stutter. I make mistakes. I can't even think of what I'm supposed to say next. I lose focus. Even
like the rest of us. Yes.
Oh my gosh, what am I supposed to say now?
Yeah, it was a breeze.
I just forgot what I was talking about.
Yes.
So don't be afraid to call or email. Just send an email. I have a miracle story. I don't want people to be afraid of me. I'm pretty pretty calm.
Yeah, you made me very comfortable during mine. I was very relaxed and comfortable,
you can
casual.
Just say, hey, I had a miracle. And it can be something simple like, and that's the thing about miracles. It's like, at first I thought, oh, we need, like some people think to become a saint, you have to have a documented miracle, you got the proof, we got to have the X-rays, the reports.
Yes.
At this point, I'm thinking, if you believe God has helped you or has spoken to you. In some way,
yes.
Sometimes it's not, you can't prove it. You can't prove God talked to you.
Yes.
You cannot prove that.
No, you can't.
How are you going to say, oh, and I used to, sometimes people have said to me, and I don't believe them, but this is a silly thing. But sometimes people say, well, I prayed and God told me this thing.
Yes.
And then sometimes I say, I prayed too, and God told me the exact opposite.
Yes.
So, but I don't know. We kind of have to believe if you feel God talked to you. And there's, I talked to this priest, and he said there's a thing that they teach priests about discernment. How do I know
that's it.
God talked to me?
That's a big thing.
There's certain qualifications.
Yes, it is.
And God's only going to say something that's right, that's good, that's holy, that's
right. I was getting ready to say that. That's holy.
That is right. And if you hear that and that's what it is, then that's your discernment, I guess.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. That's kind of the gist of it, I thought.
No, that sounds perfectly right. I wanted just a real quick mention something, but I'm gonna make it because I want to uplift and share. So I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna send you some people who are not afraid to testify and who are bold. I'm gonna give my mother your number too.
I know. I heard your mother's living. She survived. Died.
Yes,
she's in the morgue.
And she's coming up here June, so I'm definitely when she's here, I will definitely give you a call and let you know when.
It'd be great to do it in person, or we can do it over the phone. Whatever.
Yes, definitely. No, she'll be here. So
and then your wife with the pictures of the
spirits.
Spirits.
Yes. She has them all on the phone too.
That's amazing.
Yes.
I love this.
Even in churches, I see a lot of apprehension of people testifying. And I
Yeah.
think that happens because maybe it's they feel some kind of shame in it that
Yeah.
they went through this certain thing or that they had these experiences, but they
Yeah.
really shouldn't have that shame. But I think it's that because people are very hesitant, even in churches, to give testimonies. Sometimes they're very
Well, yeah, when
apprehensive.
you're in front of a lot of people are just
People,
afraid to
yes.
speak in public.
That could be it too. Yeah,
Because
that could
when
be
I
it
know
too.
when I'm in church, and they even say,
Mm.
raise your hand
yes.
if you
Yes, that could be it too. Public speaking.
if you have a need. I just even though I can sing on stage, I can do this podcast. When it comes to saying raise your hand in church if you have a pain in your
Yes.
neck or something, I won't even raise my hand. I just want to blend in.
That's a very valid point. Thanks. That's a great perspective of it too. Yeah, that's good. That's good. But so what is your vision and goals for the future of the Miracle Hotline podcast?
Well, I'm just hoping people call in and people are helped by the other people that are calling in. And I just want people
Yes.
to be aware, like we were saying in your interview,
Yes.
miracles that happened in the Bible are happening today.
Yes.
Lazarus being raised from the dead, Lazarus is being raised today.
Yes.
Every day there's
Every day,
miracles.
yes.
There's miracles. Just like what they had in the Bible. And like your story of how you've been persevering and how you're praying and how you've had all this adversity and how you survived and you're thriving.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
These are stories that need to be told.
Yes. To
Not
inspire
the
others,
failures. I mean, the on the news you hear failures. On the Dateline, oh, someone did a crime. Oh, we want to hear about that. Someone murdered somebody. Oh, that's fascinating.
Yes.
That's depressing.
To me too. Yes,
It's
it is.
depressing to hear about everyone's this person was caught drinking and driving, and you want to hear about all these celebrities that have had failures.
Yes. Yes.
It's like let's hear about people that are succeeding.
Yes.
That maybe they did murder somebody, and here's what they learned.
Turned their life
maybe
around, yeah.
Maybe they, I don't know. You hear about all these people doing horrible things
all day, all the time.
but you never
on
hear the
news.
follow-up.
Mm-hmm.
Where's where's people after they realize they did the wrong thing?
Yes.
Where's the
yes.
follow-up
Yes.
to that?
So true, so true. No, that's a good point. Like, where's the turnaround? 'Cause everybody who fails once don't mean they stay a failure. They
Yeah.
could turn their life around and be a triumph.
Yeah.
So where's that part? Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for all the questions I had. Just right now, I just wanted to make sure I get some questions to ask you.
Well, I
so
appreciate
we can
it.
put
I
it on our
appreciate
channel and stuff and expose it to the public. So thank you, Dino, for the Miracle Hotline, and I look forward to recommending people to call you and
Yeah.
give them testimonies. I'm encouraged. I'm excited about it myself.
Yeah, I
So
can't
with
wait.
that,
I just every single story, like your story, it's like it just blows my mind. I mean, I know I'm expecting to hear miracles, but what I'm hearing is like more than I could ever imagine. Like,
Yes.
it's so wild.
Yes.
I think somebody's raised from the dead. Okay, I can understand that. That's pretty amazing.
Yes.
Or someone had a healing, but when you hear the details of
the stories.
of the story
Yes.
and the person's how they lived through it, it's fascinating. It's really fascinating.
Yes.
What was the question?
Oh no! You answered. You answered it completely.
it.
Yes, you answered.
I
It's just
answered
about
it.
the future of
This
the
is why
miracle.
you should not be afraid of calling me, because this is totally casual. So
Yes. I thank you so much, and it's been an honor to have you here, and an honor to be exposed through Micah to actually get to meet you, and that's a beautiful thing right there. Yep. So with that, I'm gonna sign out, and
All right,
thank you so much.
Thank
And I
you.
appreciate you, Dina.
yeah, appreciate you
All
too.
right.
Thanks a lot.